Okay, from Earth to Mars.
Yes. Well, did you ever think your drive to work was a long one? For one Wisconsin woman, her commute to work is out of this world.
With a fresh cup of coffee in hand, Rebecca Williams is off to work. But for Rebecca, work is actually tens of millions of miles away.
It's a tremendous luxury that I have a 12-step commute, but then I telecommute to Mars.
Yeah. That's right. Rebecca works on Mars. She's a senior scientist with the Planetary Science Institute and plays a key role in the Mars Curiosity Rover Mission.
But I'm mostly involved with making decisions for what the rover will do tomorrow or the next day.
Williams is part of a 400-person team from 13 countries. And together they network and decide where Curiosity should go and what science experiments it should perform. All of which she's able to do out of her home office in Waunakee.
The Curiosity Rover is an extraordinary piece of machinery. It's quite large. It's the size of an SUV. It's 1 metric ton, and it's a roving science laboratory on Mars that we operate here on Earth.
Curiosity has 17 cameras and numerous high-tech science instruments on board.
It has a laser that we use almost daily to zap rocks, and we look at the plasma to determine what elements are present. And then we also have a drill that we're able to acquire samples and put them into some more sophisticated spectrometers and an X-ray diffractometer inside the belly of the instrument. And then we can determine the mineralogy.
Williams' main area of focus is the ChemCam, part of the rover that combines a camera and a laser.
And then we decided that there was a rock we wanted to do a 5x1 on. Here's a before and after picture. So here's a rock target, and the ChemCam instrument takes a black and white image zoomed in on the rock before it fires the laser, and then it will fire the laser 50 times at a spot.
The original mission of Curiosity was to look for evidence of habitability, if life was ever present on Mars.
And very early in the mission, within the first year, we have found concrete evidence supporting the fact that this is, in fact, a habitable planet. And Gale Crater was selected in part for the landing site because we see these large river channels that carve into the crater rim and terminate right where we landed. And within the first few weeks of the mission, we saw a lot of rocks called conglomerates, which are associated with riverbed deposits.
Water will be needed for human survival on Mars, and scientists theorize it may be present on the planet as ground ice or in rocks.
One of the more intriguing ideas is trying to get the water out of rocks. Some of the minerals have bound water, like clays, and can we mine that?
After years of visiting Mars from her home office, Williams would love to see the planet in person someday.
I wanted to be an astronaut growing up, and that passion has not abated. But this helps. I get to be with my family at night and still get to explore another world. I do love it. Yeah. I really love it, and I feel so privileged and honored to be a part of the team. It's just a joy.
And here's something interesting. The International Astronomical Union is the official naming body for locations on Mars, but the science team, which is the part of the team that Rebecca is a part of, they assign unofficial names to areas for publication in science journals. And Rebecca tells me she's gotten to name various rocks and regions on Mars. One area in Bell Crater she named Lodi, after Lodi, Wisconsin, but she says there is not a Waunakee on Mars yet. So Waunakee is the only Waunakee in the world and in the universe.
The entire universe.
Right?
And maybe it should remain that way.
Yeah, I guess.
But that's pretty amazing.
Isn't that amazing? You know, they all have to come to this agreement on the science team. She's called the GeoCop, which is the geology keeper of the plan. And they come to an agreement and they input all of their, what they want to do into this computer system, and it gets sent to Mars, and then that's what the rover does.
How long did it take to get the rover on Mars?
Well, it was launched in, I believe, November of 2011 and landed in August of 2012. So about, what, 8-9 months to get there.
So she's the real-life Martian.
It was an amazing landing. You know, they had a parachute, they had rockets. It was just a whole intricate plan to even get it there.
It's like rocket science.
It is.
Actually, it is. And she's seen the movie The Martian.
She has.
And?
I think she said she had seen it a couple times and found it fascinating.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
Fascinating in Waunakee as well. Thanks, Karen.
Thanks,
Yeah, you're
Karen.
welcome.